We're out of pickled fish, and up here in the tropics, the best fish for making pickled fish we found is trevally or queenfish. So we're going to go out and flick some lures and see if we can land some and make some more pickled fish for the fridge, because tomorrow we have a big passage ahead of us and we find that it's a great snack to have while we're sailing. Oh. Oh, it's a big trevally, is it?
Yeah, that's what it tastes.
Oh, it's a trevally.
Yeah.
Welcome to Free Range Sailing. For those of you that are new here, I'm Pascal and this is Troy. For the last 4 years and 180 episodes, we've circumnavigated Australia, culminating with a very demanding year, refitting our 1969 Australian-built Landsman 30 sloop-rigged yacht and sailing her across the Great Australian Bight. Now we've returned to our home state, we're taking the time to explore some of the places we didn't get the chance to see as much of before. Join us each week for more great sailing, fishing and adventure as we cruise the West Australian coast.
You know the best thing about filleting fish at 7 knots in big seas? When you're not.
So how many did we get here?
So we only really need 3 of those for enough enough pickled fish,
Yep.
because we don't know next days where we might end up, in a sanctuary zone or whatever.
Yep.
The pickled fish is a good thing to have on hand for cruising, isn't it?
Yep. If the weather's bad, you can just grab it out of the fridge and eat it
Or if the weather's good, you can just grab it out of the fridge and eat it.
in the sunshine. Alright, I'm going to get inside and prepare the onions and the vinegar.
Yep.
So we've got our base ingredients: onions, lemon, chilli and vinegar.
What about the fish spray?
And the main event, the fish, which Troy is currently prepping up. And he's nearly finished. I'm definitely losing this race. Although I did tidy up inside the boat a bit, all our camera gear and stuff. I'm going to put half a lemon thinly sliced. I really like eating pickled lemon in between slices of fish. I think it's really refreshing. What do you think, Troy? Do you like eating the sliced lemon in as well?
Yeah.
The pickled lemon? Yeah, it's really nice. And as you can see, you don't have to get very fancy with the chopping. You just chop it all up. This is a really quick dish. We went out on the boat for an hour Not even, probably about 45 minutes. Came back with 3 big fish. Now we just chop this up and then we can go diving and looking for crayfish.
Day at the shops.
Yeah, today's our shopping day, our provisioning day. Okay, so for the lemon, I'm actually going to do it 1/16 of an inch, which is about 1.5 mil. Because we want that piffy, the bitter pithy bit to get nicely pickled. Otherwise it'll be too bitter. Now the nice thing about pickled fish, or nummus as they call it in Northern Australia, is that it kind of changes flavour over time. It's really nice, like 4 or 5 days old. It's really, the flavours really develop like a pickle. So, yeah, but it's also really nice, you know, 4 or 5 hours in from making it too. The vinegar actually cooks the fish. You put the fish in raw. I mean, if you've been watching us for a long time, you'll know we've made this many times, but I guess this is just a recap, and for anyone that's new here. So there's 2 methods that you can do this pickled fish. I'm going to do the quick method today. You can heat up the vinegar and mix the onions and the sugar and the salt and everything in the vinegar and then pour it over, but we're just going to skip that. It's quite hot and we don't have much time. We've got to get back in the water and get our crayfish. So yeah, just going to do it this way. So we just put the onions in like this. So you want to put a layer of onions or your other stuff before you put your fish in, so that the vinegar can get all around the pieces of fish. If you just put the fish straight in, then the base of that fish won't have any vinegar under it and it won't cure. Put some lemon in. The chilies. Dried chilies, we don't have any more fresh. Got a bit of salt. So we're just going to do this for each layer. And I have a bowl of fish prepared just now by Troy outside. Alright, so yeah, we just repeat with the fish. Once you've got 1 layer of fish down, you just repeat with your onions and your lemon and salt and chili. And you just keep on going until you fill up your container, until you've layered your container, and then you pour the vinegar over the top. So you have to ignore that noise. That's Troy with the decos, but I'm just pouring the vinegar in now. So I'm just pouring the vinegar in. It should be filling all the gaps. And the fish is kind of rising a bit, so we'll just do that.
We've had a pretty productive couple of days. Where we are here, it's been really great. We've just been able to just go for some nice dives, have a fairly relaxed time. We have had to move around a little bit. There's been some stronger tides as we go further north. But we've been dining pretty much on fresh squid, crayfish, and fresh tasty reef fish. So all of the time that we're refitting the boat in Tasmania, this is really what we're sort of looking forward to. Tomorrow, we're going to have to use some of the southerly winds, and we're going to head on up to Dampier. So what we're doing at the moment, we're making pretty fast time. This is about as far north as we're going to go, and we're going to go a little bit east to Dampier. We want to have a look at the archipelago around there. Then we're going to backtrack. So by the time we turn around from there and have a better look at the Montebellos, the whale migration will start coming back, and we'll probably start seeing some more mums with little calves. That'll be a nice thing, but till then, things are panning out pretty well. We also have, if I can get it out from under the fish and lobsters, a little bit of champagne, because it's my birthday tomorrow, but we're going to have to be sailing.
So we're celebrating a little bit tonight and a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been celebrating a little bit every day, but
every day is a birthday.
Pesky's still got some champagne. So our biggest problem at the moment is trying to fit the champagne in between the fish. Yes, it's unsurveyed waters, and yes, we are doing 6 knots, which sounds a bit reckless, but the sun's come out now so I can see the bottom. There's no yellow stones or anything like that, and we're on a rising tide. So we've got a nice comfortable 2 metres under the keel at the moment. Well, it's a lot better than 0.7.
Is that how high it's come up?
No, but yesterday, the day before, we were just sort of surfing around in some pretty shallow stuff, and when we came through the entrance there, it got to 0.7. But this is nice. This is clear water. All the shoal ground to our south has sort of knocked out any real waves. It feels like we're cruising along on a river. Actually, it's just a low little chop. Really pleasant. A nice way to spend the birthday. It's just got just that touch of adventure. Shallow, unsurveyed water. That looks a bit shallow. Yeah, it just came up to 1.2 metres.
Ooh.
I might just go around this yellow a bit.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that looks shallow.
Yeah.
Hectic.
It's not so bad. I think we're a lot better off with a bit of sunshine and Polaroids rather than a chart that is just telling us that we can do this thing, because we're sort of used to we're used to looking at reef and depth. So what are you going to do? It's dropping away nicely now to 1.9.
Yeah, the water looks darker again. It was like a lighter turquoise before.
Come to WA, enjoy our unsurveyed waters. I like unsurveyed waters. Don't get too many people in them. Oh, look how clear it is. That's a really pale dolphin, that one.
Is it still really shallow, or has it gotten a little bit deeper?
No, we've got plenty of room now. We've got 3 metres under us.
Oh, thank goodness. We had like 60 centimetres for a little while under the keel. I was super nervous. It didn't last though.
we don't need to be close hauled anymore.
We're through.
Yeah, I'd really wanted to reduce our depth, which we did. Time for more sail. It's crowded on.
More speed, Captain.
We need more speed.
We're out in 14 metres now. We're in safer ground. I'm a little bit more relieved. I'm a bit of a chicken. Had to stop looking at the sounder for a little while. Just went and hid down below. But yeah, we're just tossing up whether to put the rod out, to put a lure out, because the fridge is pretty full, but it'd be nice if we caught a mackerel or a tuna. Maybe we can cure some if we catch some.
Yeah, we need to have some cured fish because we
Yeah.
don't have any bacon.
We haven't had any smoked cured fish for ages, so it might be time to put out the rod. It works best with mackerel, we
This
found.
water looks marvellous.
The water is like so clear and beautiful. It's really nice. The nerve-wracking bit is over.
My nerves remain unwrapped. I feel alright.
Yeah,
Sorry
okay.
if I put you through it.
That's okay. Just the bit where you can actually see the textured bottom. It always gets a bit scary when you can actually see the bottom.
I'm glad my time of fishing on the reef, you know. Like,
Yeah.
you got faith in what you can see. Anyway. That was pretty
Onwards
good.
and upwards.
Yeah, I reckon.
Onwards to Dampier. Dampier Islands at least.
Did it in the archipelago.
Time to put Betsy out.
Yeah, we'll go the
Swing
shallow.
Betsy.
We'll go the
I'll
shallow runner.
dive. Yeah.
We've got more chance of getting the mackerel with that one. If we were serious, we would have had it out just as we were leaving those bombies, but I didn't want to deal with.
A fish in shallow water.
Yeah.
It didn't take long. Looks like we have a birthday mackerel. You got the gaff, yeah.
It is legal. Watch out.
Yeah.
Just,
That didn't take long.
no, it's fishy waters, aren't they?
That was like 25 minutes.
You like my custom knife scabbard? So this nice Victorinox or Swebo knife, Victorinox steel Swebo knife, really good boning knife. So we've been using that for filleting. It didn't come with a scabbard, so we just made one. So that's just a bit of 20mm PVC pipe, 3/4 inch. And I just flattened it out with a heat gun. When it was still a tube, I drilled a hole here and just cut to it so it made a slot. And then once I heated it, I was able to spread it and just mould it, you know, put some gloves on and just mould it to that handle. Once it cooled, because PVC is a thermoplastic, you can heat it up and make it flexible. And then once it cools, it holds that shape. So now this really locks in well. So the other thing was these little holes here. Drilled them on either side with a step drill. You can use anything really, just for drainage holes, and of course left the end open. So this is it's really easily cleaned. I can just make another one if I ever lose one. But this, because it's so razor sharp and it's got a pretty mean old point on it, it's pretty dangerous on a boat. So you really need to be able to have it in a scabbard that, you know, it won't come out of. So that's really a good thing. PVC pipe and a heat gun, you can make really good protectors for your knives. Simple. Took about 15 minutes.
Just a little guy.
That's pretty much what the doctor ordered. So
Yeah.
this is a really good size. We'll just quickly knock the sides off that and then we'll cure it up. It's not going to take up a huge amount of room. If we'd pulled on like a 20 kilo mackerel, we'd be in trouble. But these nice little fish like this are just perfect.
So this is our little outdoor kitchen setup, and the wind's finally died down so we could fire up the barbecue. We have a magma kettle barbecue, and it uses heat beads, so little coals that you preheat. They've been cooking for a while, and we're going to smoke up some mackerel. We moved the barbecue normally lives at the back there behind the arch, but it's really inconvenient and hard to use. We find it much easier to attach it here to the nice stainless frame on the Dodger, and then we've got easy access to cook with and smoke and all that sort of stuff. I'm just opening the barbecue, and we're going to put some wet wood chips on so that we can smoke this delicious mackerel. Skin side down.
Close it.
Shut it a bit more. Cannot. Oh, chopstick.
That's fine.
That's fine. There we go. There's a little hole now. What do you think of this setup, Troy?
I like it.
So you can see that it's attached to our Dodger there.
There's going to be squid coming for our filming camera lights.
Yeah. Yeah, squidlies. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button helps to get this video suggested to like-minded people. Thanks in advance, and see you next time.